Now, there are two extra features of Galatians which bring the situation into sharp focus. First, the newest kid on the block, the fastest growing religion of the time, was the cult of Caesar and Rome. Pisidian Antioch, right there in the heart of it all, had been redesigned as a Roman colony. The architects made it as much like Rome as they could. Indeed, it was known as New Rome. It was a striking embodiment of the Roman agenda to bring their civilization and justice, justitia and dikaiosyne, to every corner of the world. After all, Caesar was obviously the most powerful god there was, having brought peace and freedom and prosperity to the world. All empires claim that sort of thing. In an age where our distinction between politics and religion didn't exist, your allegiance to Caesar meant both worship and paying tax. And the Greek word for allegiance was pistis, faith or faithfulness. And failing to offer that allegiance meant trouble at every level. A brick through the window is a brick through the window, whether the reason is religious or political. And it wouldn't just be bricks. You might well lose your job. A wife who converted and refused to join her husband in the normal civic religion might risk divorce. A converted slave might face harsh penalties, and so on. So Caesar, the Kyrios Kosmou, the Lord of the world, took his prominent place. By the middle of the 2nd century, a pinch of incense to Caesar's statue was a test case. Polycarp, 100 years after Paul, the Bishop of Smyrna, was burnt at the stake for refusing that pinch of incense. He wasn't the only one. Now, that's the first extra feature, but the second is the real crunch. The Jews were exempt from all this. The Romans had long realized that you just couldn't force Jews to worship idols. They would rather die. The Romans were pragmatic. Julius Caesar had recognized that this particular people thought that for some reason their God was the only God, so they wouldn't worship any others. But in other respects, the Jews were good citizens. They had high moral standards. They paid their taxes. So a deal was struck. The Jews would pray to their God for Rome or Caesar or for their local city and its officials, but they wouldn't pray to Caesar, and certainly not to Artemis or Aphrodite or Zeus or whoever. So the Jews had a free pass from normal pagan worship, and everybody knew it.